Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Some Sort of Gaming podcast. Today is May 10th, 2020. We got a great show for you this week. We got Xbox conference. We had all this. Wait, what was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah.
I don't know. What were you going to talk about?
What do you call it? I was just thinking about this. Oh, yeah. The more riots problem with Valorant's Vanguard and all that other good stuff. But before we get started, oh yeah, and we're going to be talking about Cyberpunk's like new customization system.
Do we really want to? Do we really care?
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
No, okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, it might be brief for all we know. Anyways, before we get started, let's start off with the person immediately to my right.
Okay. So that was actually just telling everybody that because I started doing like streaming full time, I guess it was a couple weeks ago now. I think I'm on week 3 of doing full time. I've actually been playing like a ton of games. I just looked at my list and it's 7 games that I was playing over the last week, but I also did like bounce around a little bit. So first one I did was like I continued Phoenix Wright, which I did the 3rd episode, which is centered around there was this guy who played a hero in a kid's show who basically the main villain in the show got murdered and they were trying to place the blame on the main character. Sorry, not the main character, but the hero in the show. They were trying to place it on that actor. And it was kind of like this whole journey to try to get him off the hook for the murder, which actually when I was on stream, people kept telling me like how much they loved this episode of the game. So apparently it seems like it was one of the better ones. And it was actually really good. It kind of reinforced the whole thing that like those games seem to have like some really interesting and funny characters. They do a good job of like creating different types of people in the game versus having everybody kind of feel the same. So like the main character is like this big kind of super manly looking guy that apparently everybody seems to think it is pretty much invisible. Like nobody notices him when he's not in his costume, and like he's like crying because because he's a suspect in the murder and stuff like that. You have like this old lady who's just ornery all the time, and it's a nice like blend of characters, and it was like a cool story. It did go on a little bit longer than I thought, but it was still really cool. But that marked kind of like me being, I guess, 3/5 of the way done. It seems like there's 5 episodes in the game. The first game, Ace Attorney, and that was the 3rd one I just finished. So I'm gonna keep on trucking with that one. Then at one point, right after that, I played Deliver Us the Moon, which that was like a game that I saw another streamer play a long time ago, and it just looked really cool. I was telling everybody, like, I played it. I saw him play only like basically the first, I'd say 20 minutes of the game or so, because it was like a sub Sunday type of thing. So they were just picking new games to try, and they tried to like rotate through a bunch of them. So he wasn't trying to spend too much time on that. But essentially those first 20 minutes, or maybe it took him an hour to get through that or whatever, were just you trying to get onto this shuttle to head out to outer space to try to fix this sort of space station that was providing all the energy for the planet Earth. And he only made it like to where the rocket launches essentially. So I knew that part, but like the rest of it, I was just kind of intrigued about what it was about and like whether or not it would have an interesting story. And that game was actually like super fun in the sense that like, I honestly don't even know like what you guys saw some of it. What do you think you would call that category of game? Because it wasn't really a thriller, which I think Sharpie, you mentioned at one point. But yeah. What do you think? Yeah. What kind of game do you think it would be? Maybe just adventure or something?
I mean, did it feel like a point and click more or less? No. But
it absolutely wasn't point and click. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, but in a more like, like that sort of game, but without the point and click portion.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if it didn't feel like a point and click in that sense. I know what you mean, but I don't think it did. Like, what would you say, Zeldrick?
I would say that it's you know the because you played the Talus Principle and the Turing Project or the Turing Test. Sorry.
Yeah, the Turing test though was like all puzzles really.
Right.
This one wasn't really puzzles necessarily, so it's a little bit of a different feel.
So it would be more that like instead of puzzles, you're completing objectives to get from point A to B, but it's like move this thing here, get this intel here to fix up this thing here, and watch the story unfold, or listen or read the story unfold. So it's kind of like one of those. Like go to each puzzle segment and get more of the story along the way, but not have something that is like puzzles with logic in it, or just puzzles at all.
Puzzles in a way, but they're not like. It's more so, how you might call, I need to move this case over here to climb up this ladder to shoot this cable or something. That's like an example of the puzzle. It's not like anything really legit puzzle wise.
So at that point, I would just say that it's the quote walking simulator, but with a little bit more interactivity than say actually I'm forgetting the name of it. I'm actually getting two names confused with it, and I can barely string together one of those titles. But anyways, it's like a walking simulator that with a story unfolding, but less puzzles than say the Talus Principle or the Turing Test. So you're watching a story unfold as you do menial tasks.
Yeah, but the only thing I would say that like I personally probably wouldn't put it in the walking simulator category. I know you're not saying it's like a hardcore like actually just walking, but like I think one of the key things that I kind of pick up usually from a walking simulator is like you literally don't feel like you're doing anything but walking. So and at least like in terms of like having to solve the puzzles or having to find this code to open this door and then going through this sort of zero gravity scene or whatever, it felt like you were doing a lot that wasn't just walking, but it's just like it all felt like it was all super basic, I guess, in terms of the activities you were doing.
Astronaut electrician simulator.
Okay, I'll take that. But yeah, adventure. I actually, like that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's all I could think was like adventure. Yeah. But yeah, it was. I actually loved it. I thought it was great. The ending was like a little bit, and like you kind of could predict what was going to happen, but it also was just like a little bit. It's a little bit campy in the sense that like I mean it's not really spoiling the ending, but it definitely had that thing where you go through all of this stuff by yourself, and then right at the end when you finish and you're about to die, somebody like people show up to help you. Which I hate because I'm always like, where were y'all? Like literally 5 minutes ago, where were you? And like that to where you waited until I, finished the last task, and then all of a sudden you're right there. But I mean, other than that, I really liked it. Sorry, what were you saying?
Have you ever had that happen to you in real life? Because I've had that happen to myself, where it's just like I'm waiting on someone, or like I'm just gonna do these errands, and by the time I'm done, it's late, and then somebody's like, "Well, I'm here, I'm ready." It's like, "Well, I'm fucking done." Like, what do you needed to do this earlier? Like, what are you talking about?
Sure. I mean, it's not that super unrealistic in that sense, but I feel like it kind of is, just because like basically the gravity of what the main character is doing, like trying to save basically the entire planet. It's like if I just have a bunch of stuff, if I'm just trying to go to like, do something and I'm waiting for a friend or something, that's a little bit different than like everyone knows I'm the only one out on the moon trying to save the world and nobody shows up until like right after I'm done.
So would you say that the team didn't know the gravity of the situation on the moon?
Hey, thanks everybody for listening to the podcast. We're gonna end right there. No, but it was super cool. I actually enjoyed that game. I would totally recommend other people to play it.
Yeah, I barely ever watch you because I felt like I was going to play this.
Yeah, and I actually was telling people that when they were watching. I'm like, if you're gonna at about halfway through, I was like, if you're gonna play it, then I would just say don't watch it, because like to me it seems like a great experience to have without knowing much about it up front. So So then the next thing I played was just a demo, which I think Sharpie, actually all of us have played at this point, was Ghost Runner, which I didn't know until I saw like randomly on YouTube someone that like I followed, I think, or someone that's in a part of a team that I followed posted a video of them playing it. And I'm like, I've never seen this before, but they kind of described it as like Mirror's Edge meets what was the other game? Oh, it's like Mirror's Edge meets Genji.
Yeah.
Overwatch. Yeah. And I tried it and I know I was frustrated I enjoyed it, but I was frustrated with it because I know I'm not as good with the keyboard and mouse as you two guys are. But what did you guys think when you played it? You seem like you flew through it, Zeldrick.
Yeah. So like the demo ended and it said that I beat it in 8 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah, I was like 23.
But I ran into the same thing you did immediately, and that was like, this is having to require muscle memory, even with like a keyboard and mouse. Like you need to get your shit straight when you're going through this tutorial, and like if something does not feel right, you might as well just start the tutorial over and then do it over again, because it's going to I don't think like ramp up like immediately, but when it gets hard, you better know your shit. And you better know your button presses and stuff and what you're doing.
Yeah, because it's like one mistake and you're pretty much guaranteed to get shot. Like so all those guys that had guns that were waiting for you, it's like literally if you didn't react quick enough by like half a second, you were getting shot. Like they're super accurate. So, well, Sharpie, you didn't play it, right? You said you watched somebody play it?
I watched somebody play it.
You didn't.
And I only watched like the last 5 minutes of you playing it.
You didn't feel inspired to try it when you saw it? I felt, of all people, I would have thought it would be you that would kind of latch onto it.
Yeah, I would. And I was like, I'll wait for it to actually come out.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, but it's cool. Like it's I think the Mirror's Edge part is what drew me in more than anything, because I was actually a really big fan of Mirror's Edge. Like, because
did you play the second one?
I own it, but I haven't played it yet. I don't think. Maybe I did. I don't know. It's been a while.
It's that super open world version.
That does not sound familiar, so maybe not. I probably like thought about it when it came out at full price and then just completely forgot about it after that or something.
Oh yeah, you should definitely try it out. It's pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. And then I played Shaolin versus Wu-Tang, which is a super basic kind of fighting game, but I played Shaolin versus Wu-Tang 2. I played the original and I like really enjoyed that, not because it's like some super
complex
competition worthy fighting game, because it's not. They don't, I mean, to the point that they don't even have an online mode. You can't play fight against people online, but yeah, it's definitely not complex, but I don't know, something about the fights, because they actually do something that I feel like a lot of other games don't do, which is like, for example, when you're blocking, if you block a certain direction, sometimes it'll just be a block, but sometimes like if I block low, instead of like him just doing a block animation, he'll do like a dodge where he like lifts his foot up, whatever character I'm playing. So like they'll have different animations in the game where instead of it feeling like, standard fighting game, you're blocking stuff, it looks like kind of more of a cinematic movie style fight where, instead of they block, you just like lift your foot to dodge it, or like somebody swings at you low and you jump over it, or they swing at your face and you like lean back and stuff like that. And all that kind of stuff just kind of like, it's super entertaining to me to watch it. Like when it actually plays out, you get a bunch of those in a row. So like somebody swings at you and you like lift your foot, then like, dodge your head back, and then you jump, and then you like, counter with your attacks. It just, I don't know, something about it just looks, I guess, in that sense, more cinematic to me, which is kind of why I enjoy it. But again, I do acknowledge that crazy basic fighting game. And like, it's just something that like I'll probably play for about, a couple of days just to have fun with it and then be done. Then just, and I won't say much on this, basically every May the 4th, I'd end up playing some Star Wars game. In the last couple of years, it's been The Force Unleashed. So I went back and played that, and I've always loved that game, and I still think it kind of holds up. Graphically, it doesn't look like a 2020 game, but in terms of gameplay, I actually really enjoy it.
The physics.
Yeah, the physics are great. Just like force pushing and pulling stuff all over the place is great.
That Havoc engine.
Yeah. I actually would. It made me think like I would love for them to make a new version of that game, just to see what that would look like. And then the last game I played was Mo Astray, which we were in my stream looking for games to play or looking for games that were available. And I had forgotten, someone came into the channel and was like, I got X game because of Humble Bundle. And I forgot that I hadn't gotten my Humble Bundle choices for the month. So I went and looked, and I think Zeldrick, you told me to check out Mo Astray or something like that. You told me to look at the trailer. Yeah. And I looked at it and was immediately like, yeah, I'm totally going to play this game. Because it's kind of like this sort of dark themed platformer, like action game, essentially. I guess I'm trying to think of what's a good sort of comparison. What do you think is a good comparison to the game? You think of anything, Zeldrick? Like, what's a good sort of this is similar?
The thing is like, it's not combative, and it's more of like platforming with a couple of puzzles and like manipulation. But there are boss fights too, though. That part, there's combat, and I guess in that sense, you're not really hitting anything, but yeah,
it's a boss fight. Yeah.
It's actually kind of hard because like I kind of want to say like Ori, but it's like that's combative.
Ori without the first Ori without the combat.
That's the comparison I keep making, because they definitely, in terms of the storytelling, they're trying to do, not that they're trying to do, it's very similar to Ori. Like you keep, you go to this weird tree thing and you get new powers, and then there's like escape. It's only been one kind of escape platforming sequence, but yeah, you kind of navigate through the levels with using your powers or whatever. So like, yeah, it kind of is like Ori without fighting, I guess. But I think I would put it in the category of darker, though, because that's kind of what spoke to me, was like, I like kind of the dark adventure games for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little broken in the head or something, but they usually kind of speak to me. So I played that, and I think I'm about 3/4 of the way through the game, maybe like 60% or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna continue playing that too. So, but yeah,
I thought you beat it.
No. So I had to. I played it. I was still playing it on Friday, but then I had to jump off early to kind of do some like errands and stuff like that. So I'm sure if I just play it the entire day, on my stream on Monday, I'll probably finish it at that point. So I'm guessing I have like, if that, 5 or 6 hours left. It's supposed to be like a 13-hour game. So, yeah, but that was it. Busy week for me. What about you, Zeldrick?
When I look back on my week, it seems a little bit uneventful. But I did play some more Final Fantasy VII Remake. I did make a good chunk of progress on it too. And what I was trying to do still is go through hard mode, and I got a couple of trophies. I finally got the Battle Intel trophy for beating Bahamut. And what else? There was another thing. Oh, there was the hard mode Whack-A-Box challenge. And I think actually that was it. There's not really much of cleanup for trophies that I have to do. But I've also gotten a lot of good footage where I ended last night. Yeah, last night. It was at Hojo's lab and going up Shinra Tower. So like, unfortunately, the next part that I have to do is all of the VR battles, and that's going to be
a while.
It is actually. Yeah. It's going to be a long time, because it's the VR missions that you unlock for playing hard mode, and you get to Hojo's lab, and then they just all unlock for you. Though I did read somewhere that you have to have beaten all of the Colosseum at Walmart before all of those are unlocked, which I don't believe. However, like,
yeah, I've seen that before. I think there's like a couple of them that don't. Or it's at the Coliseum. Yeah. I think there's a couple of them that if you don't, by the time you hit Walmart, they don't show up anymore.
Right, but no, like the VR mission, like the arena.
Oh, the VR mission? Yeah, I heard that about like the Coliseum matches, I think.
Okay.
Not about VR mission, yeah.
But I read only one place that, like, if you didn't complete those, like all of those, then none of the last of the VR missions in hard mode don't unlock. And I'm hoping that's not the case because I haven't even checked it yet. But I'll check it soon to see if it's actually true.
Yeah.
But anyways, so got a bunch of that stuff done and got a good chunk of footage recorded and stuff, and a lot of connecting the dots and pieces and seeing what everybody else is seeing about Final Fantasy VII Remake. So that's a lot of fun. I had my D&D session that I really don't want to talk about because that was frustrating as fuck. And the only thing I can leave that with is I don't know if you guys have ever the amount of frustration that like I probably have expressed when I've played co-op games with all four of us, like that is kind of more playful. What happened during this was like I'm having to like protect children, toddlers from walking into a fire. Like it's that stupid. And also getting angry at somebody for not doing something that was story relevant that he already knew. So it's
like
just
casting magic missile into the darkness.
No, it's long. Okay, so long story short, we're in a town that's overgrown and has zombies. There's a place with necromantic growth, and we have to get through there to get an heirloom. To get that, we need a weapon from a dragon. We killed the dragon, and we almost died from the dragon, and we got the weapon. We gave it to the paladin, who doesn't have a magic weapon in our entire party except for me, because I can't use that axe, or I didn't need any of the other magic items. And he was like all for it. Yeah, I'll take it, whatever. And so we went through 3 sessions of a big ordeal of the reason why we're here. And we get halfway through marching order. He's in front and he's cutting through, just chop halfway through. And then he looks at another set of vines to cut through and he just walks through. And I stop him and I'm like, wait, you're just going to walk through? And he's like, yeah. He doesn't understand why he's cutting all this forestry down. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What is the reason
whatever
why
he's
we're
doing
here?
sounds like content.
Oh my God. As soon as I was trying to, even as like to the player, I'm trying to remind him like why we're here and why we're like dealing with this shit. The DM was like, while you're discussing this, you get ensnared. I'm like, fucking really? Like, are you being this much of a fucking idiot? Really? I was so pissed. I'm glad I didn't stream that because I was so mad. And like, as I've been repeating for like the past however many podcasts, I've been rolling shitty dice rolls for like the past 2 months. And I'm trying to restrict the amount of dice rolls I have to roll. So it was just dumb, and then more dumb decisions just followed up one after another of that, and I pretty much just gave up at that point, and so that's the the short of it, whatever. So that's pretty much been my only gaming of this week. The only other thing that I did was I set up some more LED lights in my room, or the LED strip, and so that way I have more lighting in my room.
Nice.
Nothing that is like for the camera. that is like, oh, like look at my office room of like RGB lighting and shit like that. Not like that.
Is it just like accent lighting, or is it like literally to just get more light in the room?
It's at this point accent lighting because the light strips that I have, like I don't have anywhere to put them where like it's going to light up the room and not be like blinding to your eyes if you look at it. So
Gotcha.
if I was to do anything like that of actually lighting the room, I'm kind of thinking of those nano leaf lights. If I'm going to do that, but
Or
I
you
said
should get LifeX.
which one was that again?
I use it, but they have like these light beams and like these light tiles and stuff like that. That's modular.
You said Life Hex?
No, LIFX, and they even have light bulbs.
Okay, gotcha.
I use one.
I'll definitely look into that because like the only other thing that I was thinking of was getting one of those just getting a lamp, a really tall one, and then pointing it down with a smart light bulb in it. So I'm still looking. I'm looking about. I have a lot of this strip roll left, and I need to get another controller and set it up. It's not exciting to a lot of people, but to me, I got my Burr Mill coffee grinder and cold brewer. And I'm really excited for that because that way I don't have to go outside to a Starbucks or whatever the fuck to get cold brew coffee, so I can actually drink coffee when it's hot. Yeah, you'd say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been my week. What about you, Sharpie?
All right. So this week, when it comes to gaming, I just played a lot of Valorant with my other group of friends and Project Winter about 25% of my time, but most of it was Valorant. And there were like a lot of problems happening last week, which we might talk about with Vanguard, that I had to we were having trouble setting it up or trying to get our computers to even work. So I was having that same issue, not the whole keyboard and mouse problem, but my computers in general, just having it to just, monitor something or even get my keys to work on certain parts. And there's so problems with Discord with that game too, which I'll get into later. But I played Valorant, I played Project Winter, and surprisingly enough, I played 3 levels of GTFO.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, and that was fun. I know they're resetting it tomorrow. Tonight's the last day. You played
by yourself?
No, I played with other people that had it, which I didn't know that they had.
Oh, did you guys finish them?
No. Basically, we every time, the first level, I got pretty much right at the end, and we almost made it. Like the timer was at 5 seconds before we all died.
Oh,
yeah. And then
you're talking about literally at the last sort of.
Yeah, the one where you have to hold your ground. Yeah. Waiting for the thing to come get you thing, right? Yeah. Another group of people, this one guy finished it, and we were just able to just play the next level. So we just did that because we're saying, you know what, fuck it, we'll just play the next level because we pretty much beat it anyways.
He had finished it before.
No, this is another guy in our group of friends.
But I'm saying he had finished it before already.
Yeah.
So he just he made a lobby and went to that other area. Gotcha.
Yeah, the second level pretty much. And that one was a lot brighter, but my God, there's a lot more mechanics that you have to learn in that game. I was like, holy shit, there's this you have to do now too. It was like
what? Yeah. What's an example?
You have to carry batteries, and you have it, and it's an active carry too. If you want to take out your gun or hammer, you have to drop the batteries.
I see.
I guess it's kind of it's the same thing that they do with the packages that you pick up. Yeah, that you have to extract. You have to put them down if you want to do literally anything else.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that when we were playing it, like we were playing it super conservatively, but like they were pretty aggressive, and it seems to have worked. Like they've kind of figured out how the AI works in that game, kind of. When the sleepers are sleeping, so like they just ran up to it and just hit it and stuff like that. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. Yeah, so like
I think you got the timing right. I get it.
Yeah, unless it's one of those big guys, then like he was like, okay, let's just go up to them and stuff like that. And then there was this one bug that we were having where in the lobby, like one of my friends, he couldn't see me in the lobby, but I was able to see everybody, and like the two other guys were able to see everybody. And when I entered the game, I couldn't see the guy who couldn't see me in the lobby, but the other two people can see everybody else, and he was able to see like me too. So like, so I didn't know where he was, you know, in my display, and when I opened up the map, like he was not on the map either, and I was like, okay, I don't want to accidentally shoot you, so you're gonna have to like tell me where you are and stuff like that. And then what was even funnier was like, you know, he had what do you call it, glow sticks.
Yeah.
And so like I just saw like glow sticks just appearing out of midair being thrown somewhere. It just looked hella funny. I have like recordings of that, but it looked really funny. It was just like saying, dude, these glow sticks are just appearing out of nowhere. It was just really funny. So yeah, I've played, you know, a good amount of GTFO, not probably like maybe 5 or 6 hours of it.
I mean, we all played it together too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did on Monday. Yeah. So yeah, there was that too. And and then like I got off, or a bunch of us were like, okay, we'll finish the second level later. And then like, you know, he got his other group of friends, finished that second level. And then we played the third level, which even have more mechanics that we have to learn about. And I was like, oh, okay, you know what? This is a lot harder. There's like this huge ass room in that third level where you have to like set up you have to set up a lot of things before you even activate like, you know, the key card trigger that causing the wave. Luckily, on one of our runs, it was only one choke point, so we just had to like just stand around and just capture all the alarm system circle thingies. So like so it was just this one door that all these guys were just coming in from. So we just set up hella traps there, and it was just free reign, just getting these alarms. So we got pretty lucky there. But other than that, like that game is hard, but it's doable. Yeah, I'm surprised you like it because you said you don't really like hard games.
Well, I mean, so I think the difference is that like it's not. I wouldn't say that it's super hard in the sense of like at any individual point in time you feel like the game is like too difficult. It's just hard in the sense that overall completing the task is challenging. So it's not like, I don't feel like it's more of a difficulty thing. It's just in terms of, well, more so that the way that they set up the constraints of the game and all that kind of stuff just, you know, makes it a challenge to finish. That's like something completely different. What I would think would be hard, like for example, is where I wouldn't want to play it is if all the zombies like, you know, were super strong and there was super limited ammo or something where I feel like I never had a chance. I guess that's the way I would think about it. I feel like I have a chance in that game. You just got to get used to it. Most of the time when stuff is too hard, I feel like they're arbitrarily just making it that way so I don't have a chance. That's kind of where I sort of draw the line. But yeah, it's fun too. I think co-op in general always adds an extra element of enjoyment to a game. So yeah. I also learned how to work the terminal, like how to query the terminals and stuff like that. Like you can search like specifically where the meta packs and ammo packs are and stuff like that, or how many there are and stuff like that. So yeah. But what's weird is what I noticed was that if there's a lot of enemies on screen, the frame rates of the enemies are like all over the place. The game's frame rate is fine, but then the enemy's frame rate is just like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's actually a tactic for just efficiency of the game for it to run, especially in this beta phase. But you see that a lot in other games. Like I think I can point out in Sekiro, I want to say, where if it's a distance, if there's a specific distance between you and the enemy, there's a line where like their animation is either in full or it's reduced, and it's just to make it so that like the amount of memory is freed up or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So,
but it's kind of hard to shoot them because it's dark. Their frame rate is all over the place, and they attack really fast, and they do a lot of damage.
Yeah. I as we all know, it is an early access, but in the terms of for the stepping stone, I'm fine with it. Like with it doing this, so that way they can just tackle one thing at a time. Like give us a product that we can test, and then just like keep moving forward with it. There's a lot of bugs. Like we can name like already 3 or 4. So, but yeah, it is kind of weird when the like you see a bunch of them, and then they start like animating fully, and then their animation's like reduced, and you're only seeing bits and pieces of their animation. It is weird.
Yeah. I mean, I like since there's going to be a reset, like I think tomorrow, like I think we should all give it a new try. That game is hard. But other than that, that is it for what I've done. Other than actually, I got like M95 scarves and gaiters too from this place that I ordered from like 2 months ago. So I've been using that when I go out. Yeah, it's really late, but at least they delivered.
Yeah.
And these bio goggles.
Did you not get to play that one game again? I'm already forgetting the name.
Oh wait, yeah, I did play it. I played One Step from Eden.
There you go.
I streamed it that one day that I streamed. Yeah, it's very. It was hard to figure out at first because I was expecting that game to be like a story-based game, kind of like Battle Network, but instead it works like Slay the Spire, where it's just you start from the beginning and then like you just play it over and over and over again from the beginning. And if you die, like you just start over again, and all it is just a card battling, Mega Man Battle Network type of game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and then like this one guy, he's like a big fan of the game that came into my channel, and he was like explaining to me like, okay, you should not get any of these cards, and I was like, why? It's like because you want to be based on like whatever set pieces that you set to work with each other, and then you want it to happen very occasionally. So if you get too many cards, then it's going to put you at a disadvantage. So I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot. Like at first I didn't get it, and then like the more I played it, I was like saying, okay, I'm starting to understand what he's talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's good. I don't know if it's like a long-term game. I can see how people would play it long-term, but I guess you can say it works kind of like FTL or Into the Breach, those type of games.
Yeah.
Where
gotcha.
You played FTL, right? Like, or Into the Breach, where
I've watched it. I've never played it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like you pretty much play it, and then like every time you play it, it kind of forces you to move forward, but it's also really hard, and it's like one of those games where it's like it's fun to lose type of games.
Okay. Yeah, like
okay.
Fun to lose because like you're learning about like what you did wrong and stuff like that, or
yeah. Well, not only that, it's also like a lot of RNG too.
True. Yeah.
RNG, and it's like it's very challenging when it comes to that portion. Mm-hmm. But this is more like real time type of thing. And then
when you lose, you like don't get anything off of that, right? It's not like you get a currency or experience or any new cards or anything.
Well, you'll get a account experience points.
Okay.
where like you'll be every time when you level up, you get like these, you get more option, like more different types of cards will start dropping in your next run.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. I'm probably going to play it like a few more times. I don't know if it's like a game or, and then it's one, I guess it's one of those games where it's like, I play Into the Breach on my off time. And it's like one of those type of games where I just like, I would just go back and just play it like a few times kind of games. It's not like, I mean, I beat Into the Breach and I beat FTL, and then I like to go back to those games from time to time, but it's not like a game that I would like spend a lot of my time in.
Yeah, it seems like one of those games where it's like my relation to Dead Cells, except like that's more rogue and everything, but it's still the same like relation of like, okay, play it for a little bit and then like stop it for a while and then like pick it back up, go try to like play a little bit more of it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can beat it and then you'll still want to play it again.
Right.
But anyways, I guess that's it for what we have done this week. Off with what's going on with the news. But before that, you guys tell what the audience should be doing.
Staying indoors.
No.
Hitting the like button, I assume.
Yeah.
Subscribe, follow, whatever you want to do.
Have fun out there.
All right.
Nah.
So the Xbox event happened this week. Or I guess technically last week. But yeah.
So
you guys watched it?
Yeah. I watched it. UnsheathedP here was actually streaming the video of it like right after it happened, because both of us were on the same page of like it was either like way too early or like we just screwed up the time on it. And so to ask the both of you, like Xbox announced this as like a gameplay trailer or gameplay, video, right? Is that what it was specifically called before?
Well, for me, I saw it as this is the most literal use of the word gameplay.
Okay. So,
well, like, what do you mean the most literal use of that?
No, liberal use of
liberal. Got you. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, before that, I recall that it was this date for the Xbox event that it was gameplay showing of the Xbox One X. And what we got was not that, but we did get a bunch of trailers of games that are coming out for the Xbox One X. And
yeah, I was kind of disappointed. The reason why,
definitely, like, it was an interesting showing of games. It was not like, in my personal opinion, it was not like what I would have expected for like this is sort of the big first exposure to what kind of experiences you'll get on the console, because there were like a lot of sort of horror type games, like seemed like some brand. I don't know. It seemed like it just had some kind of dark theme to it almost.
Not only that, it's not like it didn't really showcase what the console can do.
No, and that's a big thing to point out, because like people were expecting from the title of what this Xbox event was, it didn't show up. It didn't show what the console could do. It just showed off a bunch of third-party games. Either cinematic trailer or you got like cinematic with like 2 seconds of gameplay with no UI, and
yeah.
That was it. Like,
yeah, let's start off from the beginning. Like, Scorn.
Actually, that was not the beginning. I don't
was
believe.
That not the beginning? I don't remember.
I'm pretty
now.
sure that was not the beginning, because there was a
no. I think I remembered what the beginning was, because the beginning caught us completely off guard. Wasn't the beginning Bright Memory Infinite?
Oh yeah, that was. Okay,
yeah. Which is,
I'm not surprised.
Did you play that, Sharpie?
Yeah, I played it. It was fun.
Yeah.
Or I played the Bright Memory. Right?
Yeah,
if you get that on Steam right now, you'll get the Infinite for free.
Right.
And so he raised the price too. He raised the price too.
Is this the same game though?
It's
because we were talking about that. We're like,
it's going to be two
Infinite,
separate games. So. Yeah, it's going to be two separate games. But Infinite is also on Steam, but you have to get Bright Memory on Steam to get Infinite for free.
So sure you get Infinite free?
Yeah, so if you go to the Steam page, you'll see like on their news feed, that it says like you get it for free. So you better get it now before it comes out, or before he even raises the price again, because before it was $8, now it's $10.
Ooh, a whole $2.
Yeah, for a full free game. But what did you guys think of that trailer?
I was just like you said, completely caught off guard, and like that entire thing, I'm pretty sure was all like trailer. That was not gameplay.
Oh, no, I'm sure it wasn't.
A lot of it felt like what I experienced, though.
Okay, so like with a man on the inside of what it actually feels like to play it, it did actually kind of show off what it feels like to play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is very crazy, and the fact that only one guy worked on this thing, you know, aside from possibly like hiring some contractors or buying out assets on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the most craziest like action shooter I've ever played. I highly recommend it.
Someone described it to me as if you were playing Devil May Cry but in first person.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there's like grappling hooks and stuff like that, and then like you fly up in the air and then you slice down as you're you know, shooting at the guy. It's really it's nuts. Mm-hmm. And the UI is nuts. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Like $10, I would just get it right now before you'll raise the price again.
Would you tell somebody to get an Xbox Series X for it?
Maybe. I don't know. That depends like how well this will work on the controller, because it's a lot of moving. It's a lot of looking around.
Yeah. Oh, so you didn't even try it on the controller?
No, I used the keyboard and mouse. It's a lot of looking around. They're like saying, I don't know how this will work on the controller.
I mean, what is that? I don't know what you mean by it's a lot of looking around. That's like not in other games already. Like
you have to like snap between, you know, two things and all that, and then like you have to like look up and then like look down again. It's kind of like that.
Unsheathed, do you recall watching my some of my Until You Fall playthrough?
Which one was Until You Fall?
It was in VR, and it was that roguelike like dual wielding. And
yeah.
Okay, so a lot of looking around. Imagine a guy in front of you and you're looking at that, and then there's also a guy behind you and you have to pay attention to that as well. So like snapping back and forth to be able to like look at everything. That sort of looking around, a lot of looking around. It's not like it's not VR, but like I'm trying to draw like the sort of similarity to how much looking around there is and how frantic that is.
Yeah, and the fact that everything's up and close to you, it's not like, you know, there's like a lot of distance. So it's like, you know, a lot of distance-based games are, you know, you don't have to look around very quickly. Like these are like really close to you, so you have to like look around pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was just more so thinking like, I don't get where the difference would show up in terms of why you'd be more likely to want to be good at that with a mouse than you would with a controller.
Unless you're very snappy with the controller.
I think that's like every single person who plays Call of Duty at this point.
But Call of Duty, there's a lot of distance in Call of Duty.
Sure, but it's also like, you know, you have to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, I guess there could be auto aiming in that game for controller.
Yeah, it could be. But either way,
I recommend it. Even though it might like the current release, it's like 45 minutes long. Like it's so worth it, especially if you're gonna get Infinite for free.
Yeah. Yeah, it shows a lot of promise.
Yeah, I was surprised that like, because I heard, well, I mean, I think when I watched somebody play it, it said at the end like, this is episode 1 and more to be released in the future. And usually, in a lot of cases, unless you're like a full on, like unless you like have a whole team behind you or something, that stuff just kind of like, you know, vanishes at some point. But I was just surprised to see that it was actually a full release and it's actually coming to one of the big consoles as well. So I'm curious if he still kind of did all of this himself.
I'm pretty sure he got some contractors.
Do you guys remember that one guy that was doing exactly the same thing as like a one-man team, and it was like a third-person action RPG that kind of looked like a Square Enix game that was made in Unreal Engine 4. Like this is
I know that one.
Okay, like this was shown off like years ago, but like it looked like it was done by a huge team, and then you go to look at the developer and it's like, oh, it's one guy, and it's like, no wonder this is taking so long. This is impressive as fuck. He got picked up. I think he got picked up by Square Enix actually, or by some publisher, and then they were like, yeah, fucking take all the time you want. This looks awesome. He's like, okay. And so he's still working on it. The fact that we're getting these developments of games, it's rare. Developments of games made by one person or two people, and Xbox or PlayStation or whoever is just like, yeah, we'll take you in. Here's a bunch of money. Go to work. Like, it's awesome. The fact that this guy got picked up by Xbox, I'm gonna guess as like publishing, because I don't know why else he would be shown off on the Xbox conference or Xbox gameplay shit.
I mean, it could be on PlayStation also.
It's supposed to be on
then
Xbox,
again, PlayStation hasn't.
PC.
Yeah, because PlayStation hasn't said anything for a while.
Okay, then this is impressive that like he's going to be able to either one, get that help, or two, do all of this by himself of making it multi-platform. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's even RTX option now on the Steam version.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, they added the RTX option. I'm like looking at the main page now, or the store page.
We said last time or a time before that the NVIDIA announcement got pushed back, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, after, I don't know what was after Bright Memory, but I mean, I have a
list of games right here. I just don't know what the order is.
I think mine might be in order, but I'm pretty Dirt 5.
Dirt 5. Did that look like 4K 60 to you?
I didn't see anywhere about like it being in 4K 60, but like, I mean, it looked cool. So
yeah, it looked cool. It didn't look like 60 though to me.
I mean, it's a trailer.
Did they show gameplay?
That's what it was supposed to be.
I mean,
like rendered in real time type of thing.
I feel like they showed it's like a trailer. Well, I mean, maybe, yeah. I guess I don't know. They were doing those kind of cinematic angles of like, the driving. So usually that stuff is, I mean, maybe it's not pre-rendered or anything like that. Maybe they like actually captured in game, but it's usually not like of somebody playing the game right now. I don't know.
It did say capture
a little bit in there.
It did say capture in engine, but the fact that you can't say like captured in engine and this is like real gameplay footage, like you can't say that those are the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I guess that is the one that like they said it could do 120 frames a second.
Yeah. But
I think it's getting into that territory of like, yeah, you could do 120, but it's going to probably be at 1080 or something. I can almost guarantee you it's not going to be at 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can have, like, I've seen some RTX games or RTX cards with a high processor that can barely run 4K at even 60.
Mm-hmm.
So saying 4K 120 on this, not gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, unless you guys disagree.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, the Xbox is not going to get any sort of like future-proof sort of graphics cards or anything. Like, no, I'm pretty sure this is not going to be 4K 60.
Yeah. So honestly, for me personally, I would say that like there weren't. I honestly wouldn't even say that there were that many games that were sort of talk worthy. Like, so I would probably more so say, what do you guys? Was there anything that stood out for you guys? I know definitely one for Zeldrick, but like,
I mean, Sharpie? Madden 21, right?
See, yeah.
It was cool that they did this whole montage at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I actually just bought Madden 20.
Really?
because it costs it for right now. It's like $17 or something. Probably because they just started talking about 21. But I'm gonna try it. I'd usually try like a Madden game every couple of years in the NBA 2K game every couple of years. So I'll just try it and then I'll not play it again for like another 3 years or something. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people care about that. I don't think any of us care.
All the microtransactions.
Well, what about a girl in her plane?
Oh, which one was that?
Chorus.
Oh, hey, chorus.
It was the one of this like spaceship flying around.
Oh, yeah. She's like petting her spaceship and stuff.
Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I mean, it looks kind of creepy in a way, but like, I guess we'll see. They didn't really show any. They showed the spaceship flying around shooting and stuff, right? But did they? Yeah, they didn't show any like sort of out of spaceship gameplay.
No. But yeah. I'm pretty sure that I want to say that this is one of the trailers that did show a lot of gameplay compared to the others.
Yeah. Agreed.
But from the voiceover, we didn't really get anything as far as for what this is going to be about. And I have one article here is that it's an intergalactic quest for redemption. So it's like, all right, there you go. Yeah. After that, oh yeah, do you guys remember the Call of the Sea?
Yeah, it's a Raw Fury game. It looks nice. I wouldn't call it like visually like Xbox. What the Xbox wanted to showcase as what the console can do though. I think this is like one of those games that it's more like a visual thing.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the ones I said I would probably play, right? Because it's just like a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Well, we're assuming because you're walking around an island and then you take turns between being this woman and then being the fish monster from The Shape of Water. So,
maybe
it's another love story. I'd be down. Like, that was a good movie.
Along those same lines, like The Medium was another one of the things that they showed. And that's the one that I was kind of most excited about because it's going to be a horror game, which I don't know why I get excited about them every time because I'm like, it looks cool, but I don't know I can't play them because I'm too scared.
Well, I mean, you know the guy from the Silent Hill, the guy who scored Silent Hill. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure it's gonna be freaking terrifying, and I'm gonna not be able to play it. But I'm kind of hopeful because at least it's more like third person, which to me isn't typically as scary as like a first person type of thing. That's when I just like I might as well get a new pair of underwear.
I don't really want to like settle on that it is third person, even though that we got some shots of the character going along a cliff and another shot of something else that she did, but it was in third person, but it was like a cinematic, like fixed camera of like third person and panning around that didn't really look like gameplay. They've done trailers where it's just like, yeah, like here's a third person shot of like the character doing something, but in reality it was first person. That's happened before. So you never know.
I mean, they did it for didn't they kind of like pull a tiny bit of a bait and switch with like Resident Evil 3 remake? Wasn't there like some first person stuff in like the initial trailer for it? That never actually ended up being. I know it was like pre-rendered cutscene, but it's kind of weird that it almost like it implied that there was going to be some first person section of it.
There was a first person section of it. It was the intro.
Oh.
It was the intro. It was a first person segment that you actually played. You walked around Jill's apartment, went to her bathroom and had a scary dream. And then you woke up in her bed and then you did the same thing again, but it wasn't a dream.
Oh yeah, that was first person.
Yep. Yep. Speaking of Resident Evil, I got something after that, after this Xbox stuff. And then there was
did you guys see Bloodlines 2?
Oh,
what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's the one I'm pretty sure Zeldrick is excited about.
That made me actually more excited for it because that did show off what is really close to some sort of gameplay or some sort of interactivity in the game. And while, yes, it was goofy and like each main character that they were like focusing the camera on was dancing, like
I like that.
I liked it too. And hopefully they like do, or they put that sort of emote in the game where it's just like, or some sort of, because it's based off of the World of Darkness tabletop. And if it's like you have some sort of personality quirk, and you just like you start dancing after you like do a kill or whatever, or you finish a mission, and it's like, aha, I get it, or whatever. I don't know. That's me just rambling about that part. But it actually looked like it showed in-game footage, whether or not it was like a cinematic or actual gameplay. Like it was close to the in-engine shit, and it looks really good. It looks really good, and I can't wait to sink my teeth into that one.
Yeah. I don't, again, I told you before, I don't know anything about the original game necessarily, but like I'd actually be interested in sort of keeping tabs on this one to see how
the trailer looked amazing to me.
Yeah.
Like amazing in what way?
Like how the story and the character development and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's why I say like, keep tabs, because it also could be that just did a really freaking good trailer.
Yeah,
because that might be part of why I'm excited. Is just they just did a great job on the trailer. So
the thing is I watched probably half of a playthrough of the first Bloodlines, and like I've told Unsheathed P here that it's dated. It's a dated game.
Yeah.
But in the context for Bloodlines 2 and like why I'm excited for it, it's like I never played Bloodlines. And at this point, even before like Bloodlines 2 was announced, I would not want to go back to that because it looks jank as fuck. But the way that the game plays out and all the RPG elements and how it retains a lot of the tabletop aspects of stats and monikers, personality traits, a whole bunch of stuff, and like the races and everything, and background stories, I would actually recommend watching a playthrough of Bloodlines, and I believe I can find one for you guys from someone. I have to look at their YouTube to see if they have it uploaded. But one of the reasons why I'm excited is that like from that trailer alone, it did hold retention of Bloodlines 1, and not exactly how it played, but like how we like when we talked about Assassin's Creed Valhalla and like how it retains some of the core aspects of what like previous generations of it were. It's kind of like that, and it plays out well. It's just that it's dated for Bloodlines. So that's why I recommend people to like take a look at some history of like the Bloodlines game, even if like, you know, you can't watch more than like 20 minutes, at least like know that that's some of the core aspects that it seems like it's going to retain.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep my eye on that one.
Can I tell you guys which trailer fooled me the most?
Hold on. Actually, Scarlet Nexus?
No. It was actually
Budget Cyberpunk?
It was Yakuza.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know if you remember this. I'm like watching it and I'm like, oh, this is like, it looks like Yakuza. Like but it kind of like, it seemed like a little bit too realistic for me in the beginning. Not for me, but a little bit more realistic than what I expected. And then all of a sudden, like, I think when he got out of prison, he had all the crazy hair and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, it's starting to get there. And then at some point he pulls like a bat with nails wrapped around it out of the ground while it's glowing like it's Excalibur or something. I'm like, oh, there it is. But like, it actually made me, I actually kind of want to give it a try again now.
So we actually talked about this a while ago, Yakuza Like a Dragon, because it's supposed to play out a lot different than how the Yakuza games are. And that character that got out of prison is not Kiryu.
That was part of what confused me, is that he looked so different from Kiryu as well. So
yeah. But I'm excited because they fucking turn up to 11 the craziness of a Yakuza game.
Oh,
Fucking go for
that
it.
freaking energy charge drop kick drop kick like 4 people with that thing while he's like glowing. It looks like he's from Dragon Ball or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks fun.
This is part of the main series, right? Not like the spin-off series.
Which ones are spin-off?
Uh,
I know there's like a group of them. Like,
no, that's that's like a redo, remake.
Okay.
So
I know there's like quite a bit of a spin-off series.
So it's not like the numbered ones are all the main story, and then like the other ones are different. It's just like certain ones that are just spin-offs.
Yeah, like what was one? Dead something. Oh, Dead Souls.
wait, what?
Oh, apparently it seems like Judgment was a spin-off of Yakuza.
Yeah, it's not really like a spin-off, but like it's taking the same thing of like what Yakuza was. But I believe it was a team or the main guy that did the Yakuza series did Judgment. And that's why they were like a bit similar. So yeah, I'm actually trying to figure out where Like a Dragon comes into play in this series, and I can't find it. But anyways, yeah, we're totally excited for that one.
I never played any of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I just played the demo for one, and then watched Zeldrick play a bunch of one of them.
I mean, I recommend it. Like if you want a really good goofy story, so that's also like heart wrenching too.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways,
The Ascent.
Oh
that
yeah,
Cyberpunk game
budget
budget
Cyberpunk.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that, but it's a top-down like twin stick shooter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, is it going to be more Diablo-esque or is it going to be like a twin stick shooter?
I want to play it if it's co-op.
I
posted
posted
it more kind of like Diablo. That'd be cool.
I posted a 12-minute gameplay video, and I only watched like a minute of it, and I immediately saw that it was a twin stick shooter. So, yeah, like
but I think were you talking about more less in the sense of well, when you said is it going to be like Diablo, what'd you mean? Like
you just
dungeon crawler type of thing, or
yeah, it's not like it's not like twin stick. It's like,
I mean, it still could be like a dungeon crawler and be twin stick, I guess. But that's why I was asking. But you're saying more so like in terms, picking using abilities and stuff like that, and not just like shooting people. Yeah, got you. Yeah. Okay.
Well, in that video, the guy does use an ability, and it's making a bubble dome around him, and he moves around it surrounds him. It's like focused on him, and the bubble moves with him. So, I think what it's gonna be like is that you're gonna pick out of a roster of characters, and then it's gonna be a twin stick shooter, and each character has their own different abilities.
Yeah, that's what I would assume. As soon as you said twin stick shooter, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, yeah. I mean, mentioned Scarlet Nexus before, but that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, it just looks like any other Namco game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually more action RPG. Like we first thought that it was going to be like, Code Vein 2, and it's more action RPG than that. Moving on. Scorn. We finally got another trailer for Scorn after like 3 years?
Yep, I'm not playing that one.
I'm definitely playing that one. That's a fucking Tool video if I've ever seen one. It looks amazing though.
Weird. I mean, it was like, exactly. I was like, God, it's like, it felt like grossly sexual.
That was the first thing. I sent that video to a friend of mine. She's like, there's like heavily like sexual connotations and like all over this video. I was like, it's like fucking.
There's like there's like a penis like thing, and then like there's goo coming out of it.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
bet you they took inspiration from like Dante's Inferno and that kind of stuff, where it's like it's sort of it's hell, but at the same time, like there's a lot of not sex, but sexuality associated with hell. So like you said, penises in weird places, or like monsters with 3 breasts or something like that, or I guarantee it's gonna be all kinds of weird stuff like that.
So far, like or a long time ago when we did get a gameplay video of it, and there was nothing of like that type when it came to the enemies that you're describing. But I would actually say that it looks more like a cross between Dante's Inferno and Prometheus. Like kind of like the architecture and like the alien like stuff that is in Prometheus, not like the alien stuff itself, but just the environment.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm totally down for that one. I'm so glad that we got some sort of news for that.
Yep, I'll watch you play it.
I can't wait to shoot my fleshy gun that's
Okay, I'm not gonna watch you play it
there you
anymore.
go. That I have to reload with parasites. And then last but not least, it was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which everybody guessed it was gonna be here. And the trailer, this headline actually puts it perfectly. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer only teases gameplay, not actually shows it. And I'm pretty sure that we got, again, 1.5 seconds of actual gameplay. Which, by the way, like when we did talk about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, when we went on to that, there was an article that that was like an interview with some lead guy for this game, and it was like, don't set your expectations like too high for the game and have it be like, oh, so vastly different or something like that. It's like the same that we've gotten with Origins and Odyssey, and just like here's some like extra features that are added into it, or extra gameplay that's added into it, which is something that is like I had already guessed. But like,
yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, I'm not going to have high expectations.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to play it, but I'm not going to have any like super high expectations.
it's unfortunate that like I don't have high expectations for it, but like I'm really excited for it just because it's Vikings. Like that's it.
Yeah,
Just because it's Vikings.
You know the original trailer? I was like saying this is like shot for shot like the Vikings TV show trailer.
Yeah, like it was. I would say it was done well, and the way that they're presenting this is done well. Also, another thing about this was that it's not setting a finale on this Assassin's Creed like sort of segment or series or whatever, but like the specific verbiage of it being that it's putting a cap, like a capper on top of it. So it's like there's some sort of momentous thing that is going to happen to it as a series as a whole, but it's definitely not the end, obviously, because they made shit zillion dollars off of this series.
Yeah, they still haven't made Caveman Assassin's Creed with dinosaurs.
Fucking just take Far Cry Primal, shove it into Assassin's Creed. There you go. That's your Caveman Assassin's Creed. So yeah, I guess that's something to sort of preface.
You know that this is,
stuff.
quote unquote gameplay trailer because it's what do you call it? No, because if you go to like the 9-second mark and then of this trailer and then like watch that woman to the left side and then you'll see like this you'll see her like moving up and down.
Wait, moving up and down what?
Oh no, it's just like a little glitchiness. Like she's sitting on the table.
She said that's how you can tell it is gameplay?
Yeah, you can tell it's kind of gameplay because,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
like
because it's actually glitching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, it isn't a Ubisoft game if it It doesn't have glitches.
Yeah, gotta have some glitches. I guess Aaron Greenberg from Microsoft, I guess they were saying that a lot of people, he's like the marketing general manager, and I guess they were saying a lot of people were complaining because there wasn't enough gameplay in the event, and they were talking about, I guess they said it was like their fault in terms of like setting the expectations too high, because apparently I didn't even realize this until you guys started saying, oh, there's not enough gameplay, but they actually did sell it as like that they were supposed to be showing a first look at gameplay. Yeah, I thought it was just kind of like, this is a first look at the games coming out on the Series X, but yeah, I guess that was definitely, seems like they didn't do a great job in terms of marketing what this is supposed to be, because you say gameplay, everybody's going to be expecting that, and you know the internet has a loud voice, so if you don't give them that, they're going to complain. So yeah,
it's setting the expectation too high because you said gameplay, and then like what we got was in engine, and those are two completely different things. Like
apparently there was some that actually said representative of expected Xbox Series X gameplay, like basically claiming like this isn't real gameplay, this is what we think it's going to look like. At which point, you should definitely not be showing that in something you're calling Xbox gameplay.
Yeah. And so like the next drop for like the Xbox content or whatever the hell is supposed to be next month in June or July.
Was it June or July? I feel like it was July.
I thought LadyInfamous said it was June.
Or it could be, yeah.
At any rate, like that's supposed
July. It's July.
Oh, it is July. Okay, so like that's actually when we're supposed to expect gameplay. And hopefully PlayStation doesn't follow suit with this one. And it's like, here's some gameplay footage, and it's not. And then
I think Xbox PlayStation has an idea on what to do now.
Right.
Yeah, because they said they with all this claim about 4K 60. And I was like, I don't know if a lot of these games are going to do that. So I was like, PlayStation probably has something planned, and I'm pretty sure they were reading the comments about the whole 4K 60 thing.
Yeah.
Has anybody actually said this? They're supposed to be able to do 4K 60?
That was originally what
I don't remember specifically ever hearing the 60. I remember 4K all the time, but
no, that was one of the very first details, along with other stuff of both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, that they're both supposed to play 4K 60.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I was thinking 120. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, 120.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
That's a completely different argument.
60. Got you.
So yeah, July is supposed to be like the actual like gameplay.
That's
drop.
like their first party games. So
right.
Yeah, that's when you bet. I hope that we see some gameplay.
Right.
I guarantee you they'll show some gameplay for Halo Infinite.
But I hope so. Like, I'm not even like that big of a Halo fan, but I just want a good Halo game again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking of it as like, that's like Microsoft's game.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you don't make it a big moment for Halo, it's like, what else are you going to make a big moment for? I feel like that has to be kind of like the drop. Yeah, Forza always looks great and it's like a fun game, but I mean, I don't know if I know very many people. I feel like the reason why they showcase that one up front a lot is because racing games, more than probably any other games, come the closest to like being photorealistic. So if you're trying to show off like what your new console can do, you show off the one that like looks like it's almost real.
Yeah.
But I don't think people really buy. I mean, a lot of people I'm sure buy Forza, but it's not. I don't think most people are like, oh, I want my Xbox for the new Forza.
Correct. Yeah. A lot of, I mean, it's kind of like a typical thing of people wanting to get the new Xbox because they want to play with their friends and play Call of Duty.
Yeah, they want to play the same stuff they played last time.
Yeah.
Whatever the last gen was. So yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I wonder when Sony's gonna announce that they're showing stuff off. It's gonna be like July, the day after Microsoft.
That's actually what I'm thinking. Like, even LadyInfamous did say that like it was supposed to be around the same time as this Microsoft one in July.
I mean, which that kind of makes sense. I feel like that's kind of typical, right? Like, there's not usually that much time in between when they make big reveals for like Sony or Microsoft. It's just a question of who goes first.
Yeah, and we got to remember that a lot of all of this that is being shown off is because that E3 is not happening.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like they would be announcing at the same time. It's just now they're spacing it out and they're playing off of each other's like playing field. And it's like, okay, you show first, and then we're gonna retaliate, and then okay, now we're gonna show, and that sort of shit.
I mean, that worked for Sony last time, so I guess that's what they're doing again this time.
Yeah, it did.
Speaking
overall,
of E3,
real quick, overall, what's your grade for the Xbox event? If you had to give it 1 to 10.
If we're not going to take into account that it's supposed to be a gameplay.
Oh, you
like,
can take
video.
that into account.
Oh, I don't want to because
okay,
like,
all right, so don't take so just rate the games.
How about rating it both ways?
Okay,
that's fine.
I mean, like, so for not being a gameplay footage and showing off like third party games and stuff, I give it like a 7, close to an 8.
Really? Okay.
I would, because there was a good chunk of games, even like and indie games that or not even indie games that looked cool and looked decent. So yeah, I would give it a 7, pushing in an 8. I mean, as far as for like, you know, what this is titled supposed to be, I give it like a 2.
I'm almost in the exact same boat, except I will give it a hard 7.
I think I'd probably give it like, I'm good with the 2, but I'd probably give it like a 6, only because like I'd imagine, you know, if I imagine what an 8 or 9 looked like, it'd probably be like a lot more games that I'm like really excited about. Not just games that I'm like, oh, they look cool or whatever. But I'm just thinking like, obviously 10 almost is like unattainable unless you just like have all the best games ever somehow coming out. But those higher scores, I don't know, like a lot of the games that I'm thinking about, I'm like, yeah, they seem cool, but like, am I saying, oh, let me go pre-order them? Probably not. I'm like, let me see. We'll see. I feel like I've seen some stuff like Sony's last press conference at E3 where I'm like, oh, I think it was the last one with Spider-Man. Was Spider-Man at the last one? Or was that already
the last E3? No, that was already out by then.
Okay, well, whichever one where Spider-Man came out, and I think they showed The Last of Us 2, and they showed like Ghost of Tsushima and that kind of thing.
Oh, like in the tent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like
thing. That to me is like an 8 or a 9. So I feel like this, because it's not games that I'm just like clamoring to play, I'd have to give it like a 6.
So like that's the thing, because there's all like when I'm going down this list of games, there's like 7 that I'm like, I am really, really wanting to see more of it. And then there's like 1 or 2 where it's just like, I'll keep tabs, whatever. Yeah. And then, so this is actually pretty funny because we skipped one.
Oh, what was that one?
Second Extinction.
Oh, yeah. I definitely.
Yeah. I was like, are you ready for another Turok game?
I was like, I'm not. So here's the actually, this is something I want to bring up to you guys. Second Extinction, someone put it as a Left 4 Dead, but with dinosaurs in like the second like Ice Age. And there's a beta phase for it. So you can actually sign up for the beta if you want to just try it out.
Yeah, I'll try it out. I'm not too excited for it though.
Me
I think
neither.
I'll watch people play the beta. I don't know.
I'm not excited for it, but I'm just like, okay, I'm giving you an opportunity to like actually draw me in. Let me test out this beta. So,
okay. Oh, so you signed up for it?
No, I haven't yet, but I will.
So it's a sign-up process. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Probably a closed beta, yeah. But would you sign up for the beta, Sharpie?
I mean, I would just say that I did, and then if I didn't get in, I'll be like, well, at least I tried.
Cool. Okay, cool. So kind of like average, I would say like above average for you guys. Like mine is slightly above average in terms of press conference.
Yeah.
Or in terms of an event.
Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of disappointing overall.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, speaking about E3, since Geoff Keighley is trying to round everybody up, PlayStation better have something.
Oh, now I guarantee you, I have something.
Yeah.
It's like, what's your excuse at that point? Like, even if I know before I didn't buy into the whole, I wasn't like a conspirator in terms of saying like they're just waiting for Xbox necessarily, but at some point,
I don't know. I still think so. I still think so.
I mean, yeah. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying I don't know if I necessarily bought into it. But yeah, at some point you gotta still release something. Like, especially like you should have. They were supposed to be ready for E3 anyway, theoretically. So if like, if this whole thing, like if we don't get anything anytime soon, that's gonna be even weirder. Then I'm on the boat with you guys. I'm like, something's up. What is Geoff Keighley trying to do? Is he just trying to like?
They're gonna do like this whole like he's like getting a bunch of studios together to do like this online E3 replacement thing.
Is that GameSpot thing not happening or whatever, or IGN or somebody was gonna do like an online thing to sort of sub in for E3?
I think like Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Was that IGN?
I thought so. I don't know. Maybe I'm blanking on who it was.
I actually don't know. That's why I'm asking this question.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it was IGN. But I knew somebody that like somebody was trying to like do an online games kind of like event once E3 went down.
Oh,
yes,
damn.
IGN.
Look at the people that's going to be in it. 2K, Activision, Namco, Bethesda, Blizzard, Bungie, CD Projekt. Huh?
Which one?
Oh, for Summer Game Fest. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
EA, PlayStation, Private Division. I don't know who that is. Riot Games, Square Enix, Steam, and WB and Xbox are all going to be on it.
Yeah.
So Gavin might show up.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that's what this banner shows.
Controller.
Participating publishers.
We actually did talk about this.
Did we? Oh,
We
I
did.
forgot.
Yeah. But like, I don't know if anybody else got added to that roster of this IGN sort of roundup for E3.
Oh, okay. So Geoff Keighley is involved in it, but I guess it is still IGN? It's IGN, right?
I don't know. It doesn't say
I mean, the article
what I'm reading
on IGN, but I don't know if they're doing it.
Oh, I just looked it up, and then I was, when was that posted though? Because all these ones are posted were like within the past week.
Yeah, I'm saying the thing that they posted is just on IGN's website. It's like somebody doing a article about it, so it's not like it's saying, "Oh, this is us."
Yeah, I see like Polygon. I'm seeing a Polygon article, a PC Gamer article, VentureBeat article, Game Industry article.
I mean, have they talked about when this would actually be? Well, it seems like there's a. Oh wait, so it looks like it's
June 9th to the 14th.
So it actually is an event.
Ah. So this is actually bringing up something too, because you said CD Projekt Red. So Cyberpunk 2077 Night City Wire is coming on June 11th in place of an E3 event.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
Oh,
so that time frame lines up.
Talk about it or something like that, like have their own event. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But this may go in line with like whatever news group or whoever rounding all these companies up to do like an online E3 sort of press conference for all of their developments.
Looking at this, it looks like it's not a single event. Like it seems like they're calling it Summer Game Fest because like it essentially is them like over the course from like May till October is them like putting all these little things together that I guess is sort of representative of the news cycle that would have been happening at E3. So it's like I'm on their website right now and they have the Inside Xbox video on there. And then the next thing that they have is like on May 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern, there's supposed to be like Geoff Keighley's doing some surprise game reveal. So it might just be that like they're just sort of still collaborating with like all these developers and all these people in the industry or whatever to make content for the web to all collectively have for this summer games fest thing. But I don't think it's like an E3 thing where it's like from, you know, June 9th to like June 15th. I don't think it's anything like that. It doesn't seem like it anyway. It's not like a lot of information about it though.
Yeah. All these articles are like 1 or 2 paragraphs long.
Here's their little one sentence description. Bringing the world together to celebrate video games from the comfort of home. Summer Game Fest is a season of digital video game events from publishers, select playable content, in-game events, and more. So again, I think it's just basically take E3, stretch it out over a summer and just release stuff all on like the web so people can like consume it, but not like a specific event.
Yeah.
I kind of like it though.
Well, I mean, he knows a lot of people, so I actually like the fact that he actually got all these guys together.
So here's the question.
To do this.
Kind of similar to the question that I asked last week about Call of Duty with respect to the Fortnite events. Let's say everything's kind of back to normal-ish next year. If this goes super well this year, do you think that means that they might start doing they might start checking out of the industry events that people go to in person? They might be kind of a thing of the past.
No. I think like in-person interaction at least when it comes, I'm proud, stuff like GDC, like, developers meeting other developers is kind of important.
Well, I'm saying more so in like person. In terms of an event where we get like game reveals and like first impressions of games and stuff like that. Not necessarily like they could have totally like separate game industry professional networking events. It doesn't have to be an E3. So that's what I'm asking. Do you think this idea of like these big events like an E3 where it's supposed to be centered on like industry professionals coming together and like showcasing what they've done, do you think that's going to it's going to impact that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't think it's going to go away though.
Well, when I say go away, I mean, it could mean like no E3. It could mean like E3 is completely different in the future where the reveals don't happen there and they happen online.
Can I say something though? I don't think E3 is going to last.
Weren't we all kind of like saying that it's sort of, I don't know. It seems like it's on the downslope at this point.
Yeah. I think like E3, it's just going to go away at certain point, like pretty soon. I don't think E3 is going to last.
This was a take that someone made, not specifically like it directly relates to E3, but it does. Like we've seen that the way that E3 was and is run, and as far as for events, it was a conference that was like for news outlets, for developers, that sort of thing. And then it became more and more the consumer. And eventually it was, and actually what it was supposed to be this time around, rumored, it was for promotional reasons, for influencers and stuff like that. And PAX started to take the turn of like, it's like for the people and like make it entertaining for the people. And E3 as like how it was run and like for the consumer, like it started to become, from what I was gathering from other people, less and less fun to go to.
Wait, I think LadyInfamous definitely, well, she said she had fun, but I think she said when she went there last year, definitely there was like way less people there at that point than what she expected.
Yeah. So, even with this going on, like E3 is like on the downhill. They need to either change what they're, kind of like GameStop. They got to change what they're doing or they got to bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm as much as I like those, I mean, obviously stuff like PAX is still going to be around or something like that. As much as I like the
PAX, I can
well,
see
yeah,
how, like
smart.
sticking
They're
around
doing it for
a
like
while.
Zeldrick said, they're doing it kind of for the consumer. It's for us. It's for like the fans. Those industry events, like it's just, I think the fans just kind of at some point it sort of took them over. It became more about satisfying the fans than it was about being like an industry event. But
Right.
Yeah, PAX has an interesting story. It used to just be a web comic. Now it's just like this huge event.
E3 used to be a webcomic. Oh, you talk about PAX? Penny Arcade.
No.
PAX.
PAX. Penny Arcade, yeah.
I mean, like I said, I was gonna say, like, as much as it kind of sucks that, like, if E3 did go away, then I would never have gotten a chance to go. But still, it's kind of like, I don't know. There's definitely certain things where, like, you know, along the lines of like Netflix or in Blockbuster, it's like you gotta be able to adapt to the way things are going in the future. And one of the ways of adapting might be just that like big conferences like E3 just don't happen anymore. It might not just work as effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not only that, like back then, E3 was pretty much the only conference to go to.
Yeah. But I mean, even like in terms of keeping up with the times though, like that also was back then. It was a time where like the internet wasn't like, it wasn't basically like ingrained in everyone's lives. So now at this point, we can get almost whatever content, even like you would have people from like an IGN or a GameSpot or something like that, go there, do their interviews or do their questions, Q&A sessions, and then put videos online. Now it's just like, it's almost like, yeah, you could get all that information without having to go. So why do you need to go? Like you can make your videos. You obviously can't interview the developers or like interview people who are part of like the team that's bringing the game to us. But I feel like you could do that on your own time rather than having to send out this whole army of people to go check out all the games there. You could get the stuff online and do your own reviews there. So it's, I don't know. It just might be kind of, need to figure out a new way to do it where it makes more sense these days. So, but I mean, I'm actually I'm excited that they at least are making an effort with this Summer Game Fest to not E3, but you know, the industry is making a effort to still kind of make sure we get to see all the content we would usually see rather than just saying, oh, things are bad, so you'll have to wait till next time around or something.
Yeah. At least, yeah, it comes to show how much Geoff Keighley actually cares.
Is he the one that literally like put it together, or is he like, was it his idea?
I'm pretty sure that he's the one that's putting all this together based on how everything that I'm reading about it. Because he knows a lot of people.
At the same time, though, it could also be that he wants a job. All this stuff is happening. That's just like killing his work. But no, I'm glad he's doing it. Anything else you guys could think of?
Well, I mean, I can talk about how the anti-cheat software for Riots, because the saga just keeps continuing. You know, how people's computer, like keyboards won't work, so they have to use an on-screen keyboard.
There was some more rumors that were dropped about Resident Evil 8. And really the only thing is that like, it was, I think it's kind of more of a feeling that this is true also, that like we're just getting to the point of a lot of stuff is being announced, like the Summer Games Fest and stuff. But like Capcom is going to be like revealing something about Resident Evil 8 soon-ish, maybe. But like the first rumor about Resident Evil 8 was that it's going to be in first person, kind of like, or just like 7. Yeah. Chris Redfield has a redesign for some weird reason. Like he already looked weird in the DLC of Resident Evil 7.
Wait, there was DLC for
what?
7?
Oh my God.
Yeah, there was DLC for 7 where you played as Chris Redfield. And he looked far different from like, even on like the remake standards.
Oh, Chris Redfield. Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking Leon for some reason.
No. We're not talking about Resident Evil 4 remake yet.
What do you think? Maybe they're doing a remake. Well,
they're
redoing designing him because of how the reaction that people had to him in the DLC in 7?
Probably, but I think that,
or maybe they don't want the 5 again with big melons under his arms.
Fucking yeah, or that. Because yeah, that was ridiculous. Like, fucking, just give us back Resident Evil 1, Chris Redfield. Like, that's fine. And then something about the story. Like, I'm not really sure like where this is based off of, but like it's all rumor territory. But we've gone through a pretty big string of rumors, not leaks, but rumors where they actually tend to be true. So that's why I'm like kind of leading on like on this 50-50 scale of like, I'm kind of believing it, where it's like this story is going to be divisive and that it contains narrative beats that are actually horrible and fucked up.
I mean, was that not 7?
Oh,
okay.
More fucked up than that. That like after the events of 7, it's just like, no, now here's where the real terrible shit is. It hits the fan. Which actually, like part of this article talks about The Last of Us Part 2, but like there was a headline for Part 2 where it was like Naughty Dog is giving every enemy a real name, or like giving every enemy a name, and how they were going to do like fights with like whoever you're with the enemy and like other survivors or whatever, was like they're gonna do call outs of like say, hey Ryan, go over there, or like give orders, or like, you know, that sort of thing, sort of banter as they're fighting. And it was supposed to incite like, oh, like I feel bad killing these people because they have real names and shit like that.
Yeah,
it's like,
that
really?
just made me be like, oh, fuck you, Ryan.
You're joking, right?
I'm just gonna curse your name out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
They got to do something amazing if you're going to have to care something about the character or these zombies that you're killing.
Not the zombies, like the
soldiers.
Remember
or something like that, right?
The Last of Us, like you weren't just
yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so you can call somebody, you can give somebody a name, but if we don't have context of who they were and what they were going through, we're not going to feel for them. That's every situation that anybody has been in. Like if somebody's being mean to you and you just know their first name, it's like, why the fuck are you being mean to me, Ryan? Like, what the hell? So it doesn't matter. So that was another joke thing that I wanted to bring up. So the Valorant. Sharpie.
So what did
you want to bring up?
Can you describe what the saga is
Valorant.
about what the issue with their software is?
Yeah, basically their anti-cheat software, like, you know how it goes into your root access to your motherboard, pretty much, because, you know, to prevent cheaters from like, so like if you close the application, it forces you to restart your computer before you can play.
I don't get why you would need that kind of access just for anti-cheat
Valorant
software
again. So it boots up. Yeah, we don't know either. A lot of us don't. But they apparently, but then like if this gets breached, right, then pretty much the hackers will have everything about, you know, our computers.
So essentially what happened with the Source engine and TF2 and shit like that, right?
Possibly worse, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, good job, right?
Yeah. So, like it was having, you know, like this past week, people couldn't. Like people's like keyboards would stop working, and like, you know, their
so like his computer
they had to use like their on-screen keyboards just to type something out, just to get into their, you know, registries to get it working again and stuff like that. Yeah, no, it did. Yeah, it did on mine too. It did on mine too. I was like, oh, like my monitoring, like I was like saying, oh shit, like I have my video card overclocked and it's like it's not monitoring it.
I think that's
so I was like,
plan to have the beta.
I had to do some things to get it working again.
God, this is a shit show. What the hell?
Yeah, and people are still hacking in Valorant.
Why don't they just take down the beta? Like, it's
Yeah, that's how League was.
yeah, cool, good for you. But like, people's computers are being affected. Please stop. Fix your game.
It's kind of scary, but at the same time, this is a fun ass game.
Do I want my computer's information stolen?
$100,000.
And keep playing this really fun game, or do I want to protect my privacy?
Yeah, well, there's one thing that Riot set like is claiming is like they're
if I find it,
their
but if I don't, no,
their software is actually
I do. I still haven't played it.
So secure that they're willing to, they put out a bounty if anybody finds a flaw.
Because I like my computer.
$100,000 for one little thing.
Funny.
Okay.
So you two can possibly be able to do it.
Vanguard came out.
If you can figure out if you can figure out the flaw in it. Yeah, but it's $100,000. I mean, you have the beta now.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then just this last release, they quote unquote fixed the problem, but I'm still having problems with Discord where it won't do any of my hotkeys when the game is in focus. Like I have push to mute for Valorant or for Discord if I want. Like I sometimes talk to my friends on Discord, but if I want to talk to people like a rando that's in game, like I push to mute, so like my friends on Discord won't hear me twice.
Your favorite game now, dude.
So yeah, that doesn't work if the game is in focus.
Yeah, like the biggest Sophie's choice in the world right now.
Yeah, like I have the same key that's push to talk in game, but it's also like push to mute in Discord.
Yeah,
which is my space bar.
Y'all mainly just play together, right? Do you never go on and like play against people online?
I can't really. Yeah, it kind of sucks. But if I like alt tab, like it, like the hotkey works. So I know it's not like completely blocking the software.
Yeah, like a private.
But it is preventing me from using it.
Got you. Huh? Do you feel like the game has improved over time?
Yeah,
came out?
No, I mean, I gotta say, I will say that it is fun. It is fun. But for me, like, it's only fun if I play with people that I know. No. We do. That's what I mean. Like, we team up together. Like, sometimes I'll play by myself. Oh, like an in-house? Sometimes we do.
Got you.
Well, yeah, they added some like quality of life stuff that like they made certain things so it's not like you're invisible because of like the environment. Like they had these boxes that were orange, and sometimes it was hard to see certain characters. But they made them like this greenish teal color now. They made these boxes like this. They made it glowing too, like this glowing tealish. So it's like easier to see like your enemies. Yeah. So they added like they're constantly updating it. I just wish like Vanguard is way better. Because yeah, sometimes I have to like close it just to get certain things on my computer working, and then like in order to for me to play
what's going on
the game again, I have to restart my computer.
Mirror's Edge 3.
Yeah.
That's fucking abysmal. That would make me want to quit that so fast.
Yeah, but like it's gotten better. Like I don't have to.
Yeah, I definitely would want it
becoming less of a nuisance.
Trying to think of
I don't have like it's not like I have to like keep closing it anymore.
New games, unannounced games.
Well, hopefully they fix it soon. So I have one of two things. Who cares about EA and who cares about Mortal Kombat 11?
What is EA HD?
4 unannounced games this year. And I actually want to say like more than 4. It fucking Mirror's Edge was 4K the thing is I want to say like Mirror's Edge was good, but it's like it's just unique. So I kind of would like to have another one. But anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you guys guess on what any of those could be?
So it came off of like a fiscal
it doesn't
report.
Say new, right? That would be nice.
The footnotes say
NBA Street or something.
An EA Sports game.
Or SSX
an additional
or something
EA
like that,
HD
dude?
Title, which we're left to assume that that's like an HD like remaster, an uplift of it.
Oh yeah, because we totally need an HD game right now.
Right. 4 games from EA partners and 2 mobile games. So, EA sports games. Well, it doesn't say EA big sports game.
Which I mean, I would get
if it was an EA sports.
I don't know. What do you guys think the climate is?
Fucking a good SSX game.
I will be so down for that.
We need another one at some point, or like I don't know. It almost
an
feels like the
additional
last
EA
2 or
HD
3
title.
It's kind of went out.
A lot of people are either speculating or like grabbing at straws and being like, "It better be Mass Effect trilogy," which I.
Dude, what if it's
after how 3 ended? Fuck that.
Yeah, EA makes
so
a Tony Hawk
hopefully
game.
A good one.
Yeah.
Or EA Sports game. I mean, Skate 4.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not. They didn't say who it was. They didn't say if it was EA or not. I doubt it would be. I'm just saying.
Well, that's because they stopped knowing how to make a skating game fun.
By EA, not Activision.
Well, we already know that Tony Hawk is making a new game. Remember that? Like the band that like recorded 5 songs or whatever said that.
But was that EA?
It wasn't EA, but it was a band that said that. Oh wait, we just got done recording songs for a new Tony Hawk game. But
yeah, Skate people seem to be a fan of, but I don't remember Skate 2
I doubt
or
it would
Skate
be
3
either because remember like
that's what I mean by
the trend of or like the history of the Tony Hawk games. It was Neversoft, which was then kind of acquired by Activision, and then Neversoft dissipated as like a sub studio, and then Tony Hawk games got passed around like a fucking. You know what? I'm gonna end it right there. Tony Hawk got passed around, and it was a bad deal all around, and it just made them worse and worse as time went on. And then the Skate series happened in the middle of all of that, and people loved Skate. I think people really like 2 and 3 though. That's what I kept hearing though. I kept hearing from a lot of people that Skate 3 was really good. Then again, that's a few numbers, so don't listen to me. But I think what we needed is time away from these skateboard games and then have like these indie developers like Session. Session is a game that is, I think, in early access right now, and people are liking it. I haven't heard much else about it or any sort of development on it. I just heard that it was good-ish for early access. So, but like, I think when it comes to skateboard games, leave it to the fans to make a new skateboarding game because they actually know what makes a skateboarding game fun. And at that same notion, anybody that's listening to this, make a fun SSX game for the love of God.
I agree.
So 4 games from EA partners, that could be anything. 2 mobile games, that could be anything because the Command and Conquer thing already happened on mobile, so we don't know.
And they already announced like the remasters for the Command and Conquer, the real Command and Conquer games.
Right. So yeah, look out because we're probably going to get a dive bomb of a bunch of EA games. Probably half of them we're not even going to want. So
yeah, probably going to be full of microtransactions too on top of that.
Oh, wait a minute. So like an EA partner, would Respawn be an EA partner? What was that?
I guess technically, yeah, but
I'm hoping that we get a new game from Respawn then. That is not
there you go.
I mean, they worked on Star Wars.
Yeah.
But like an actual
Respawn gets a lot of hands off from EA.
Yeah, so they.
I guess that's like the leverage that they have,
which I guess is
and I think
DLC that adds like a bunch of story content,
right?
Which actually,
but the Star Wars Fallen Order, that was more like we're giving you a project, not a like
the characters that got
like just make something for us, right?
In the trailer that they showed.
I mean, but you're saying a lot of times it is hands off. So
yeah,
you think new characters?
So yeah, hopefully
like
we get
Titanfall and Titanfall 2.
Mix it up a little bit online.
If we get a Titanfall 3, holy shit,
more story,
please.
But, seems like
if you want to call the mobile game, the mobile Titanfall game.
Shut up.
He becomes like the person in charge of time or whatever in the first game. I guess
before we run this like trash fire into the ground anymore, MK11.
And I guess like him and Raiden are going to come together to kind of like build out how it's going to be in the future. And I guess it seems like Shang Tsung shows up and says, "Oh, I was kind of in close with," I'm forgetting her name. Do you remember what the name? Kronika. Yeah. I was in close with Kronika. So I kind of understand how she worked and how her crown works. And when he destroyed the crown in the original game, the base game, it kind of like, I don't know, it somehow made it so that like there was going to be some problems. So I guess it's supposed to be the story about how Shang Tsung's going to try to sort of weasel his way into power again by trying to exploiting the fact that there's something wrong, whatever. But they brought in, it seems like there might be some kind of rework of Sindel, because like all of a sudden now she's like a super young version of herself. Doesn't look like the original game. She got resurrected from the dead, I guess, in this Aftermath DLC. So she's going to look different. There was some speculation on whether or not she might get a rework so she plays completely differently, or maybe even if she's like, it could either be like a skin, or she could maybe like, I don't know, somehow be an alternate, maybe like an alternate play style for the original Sindel character. But then also Shiva's back, which is cool. I mean, she looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's her face. That's exactly what it is. They humanized her. Exactly. Yeah. But we all know that the internet can totally kind of go nuts over like the fact that somebody's face looks weird. Like that was like one of the biggest problems with Street Fighter 5. People hated like how people's face looked in those games compared to like Ken's. Yeah, Ken's is the worst. Back.
Everybody is like kind of meh about her face, and then it's but for me, it's like I get that like Shiva
I would agree with that.
Goro are like they're monsters essentially. But the reason why everybody just doesn't like her face is because her face looks more human. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could kind of internalize it a little bit more, maybe if it looks like a human, I guess.
Especially Ken's. Shiva, I think it's actually kind of funny because when I watched this trailer,
they also are adding,
Shiva now looks like an
Fujin,
orc.
Who I think I don't even know which game is he from. X.
The fact that they humanize her is kind of like
he's probably from 9, I bet.
Sort of like, I don't know, when those fatalities happen.
I don't know. It seemed like people were excited that he was back. I don't remember
pulls at you more
though, because I don't think I ever played him
or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, what was the story you heard?
Yeah, because like if it's a monster that you're killing or a monster killing somebody, like you feel less about it.
Yeah, I get
that.
You
humanize the monster more than you kind of like feel more for it.
Yeah, obviously, like they don't want people want the characters they want. I'm sure, so they're probably pissed no matter who you put in.
Yeah,
there, if it's not who they wanted.
No, you. I thought like he was from Annihilation.
Yeah. Dude, his debut, Fujin's debut was in Mortal Kombat.
I heard a completely different story about that one. I heard that everybody was fucking pissed that Fujin was in this because they did not get Molina. I actually
do remember him from there now. Got you. That game was also
why?
I don't.
But then they also added
I don't get
RoboCop. Yeah, exactly. Basically a walking trash can with a gun.
Right. It's another Super Smash Brothers fuck off again. Like, my character did not get in and Terminator? I'm pissed. Pick my character.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Terminator kind of plays like Jason too, though. Just kind of like big, lumbering, slow.
Oh my God, that's dating it.
I don't even know if you could call him strong. Like, I think he's not necessarily that much stronger than anybody else, but he's just kind of slow and I don't know. It seemed like he might have the same problems that Terminator had where people are like, he just kind of doesn't, he's not that interesting / fun of a character to play with. I don't know how
Speaking
you make
of
him
trash
that
cans.
Good. Well, it seems like they're picking like
so,
80s
like,
in some way, 80s or 90s.
He's gonna play so weird. I think he's gonna play kind of like
actor, but
Jason.
RoboCop was
not like Terminator, kind of like Jason without the chainsaw. He's gonna be like really like stiff and stumbly.
Yeah, it seems like that's how they're picking their DLC characters.
That's true.
Which is. Oh, is that how people like? I've heard a couple of people say like, "Oh, I was guessing it was going to be RoboCop," and I'm like, "How do you possibly guess RoboCop?" But maybe they did have polls, and that would kind of make sense.
What a weird fucking choice. Even though, yeah. And the other thing is that like I heard that they were picking these guest characters or just characters in general via a poll or a vote of excitement.
Oh, he looks awesome. I mean, I think all of them have looked awesome thus far.
Right.
Although, like, just from watching gameplay, I probably
I'm not really sure.
With.
Like, I mean, that's just something that I've heard ever since MK11.
I probably wouldn't want to play with
was at the end of
RoboCop
or when it got close to launch.
Who's the third one I'm missing?
Or like as it was being developed,
Spawn.
they were running really like these polls or like
cool,
this sort of like hype check
I don't feel like they look super
of like what characters they would like to see in the game. So could have been that, but I don't think that RoboCop is going to be fun to play, but I think we can agree that he looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you wouldn't want to. I think that's actually kind of a flaw of Mortal Kombat 11 is that like fun to play is like giving you a bunch of options when it comes to combos or setups or whatever.
I kind of like the story mode in Mortal
MK11
Kombat
does give
so
you like combos and setups and like moves that you can pick from. They limit that down.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of just a flaw of how MK11 is.
I thought, let me learn how to play this.
I actually, I would say that like for anybody that
it's paid DLC.
Does play MK11, or if they liked or have mixed feelings about MK11, I imagine if you still have your copy of Mortal Kombat X, go back and play.
It might come with more.
Go back and see DLC like if you're going to have more fun with that or more fun than Mortal Kombat 11. Because you got more options when it came to MKX.
Or 5 or 6 characters. So I bet you like
that's
overall there'll be 5 or 6 characters that come with this as well. That they just, release a couple of them as time goes on. Oh, there you go. I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it. I've always had fun just watching MK11.
Wait, is this free?
No. I think it's like $20.
Yeah. Like one of them being the pit, not the pit. Is it which one's the one with the acid? Is that the pit? Or is the pit like the one where you're fighting in front of the moon and that's the one that I'm thinking of. Yeah, where you can uppercut them and it looked like they showed it like they get caught on a hook and then drop slowly into the acid. Like so it's clear stage fatality.
And then we can't forget.
No, I think the pit's the one.
Actually,
was the one where
I'll let you say it. We can't forget that what else you get for this because, like, for some people, like $20. I don't know if
that one's in there.
For just the price, it's pretty steep. But you're getting story. You're also getting 2 new stages that have stage fatalities. Yep.
That'd be cool.
The dead pool, is that what it's called, or the soul chamber?
Apparently friendships are coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, which is like they were always interesting because I get it. It's for me personally, I see it once and I'm like, oh, that's pretty funny. But I'm like, I probably would never do it a second time, or like I would do it a second time, but it would take me a long time.
That was the original, which actually. That's not in there.
That was stupid.
This does open up though that since we're getting 2 classic stages, or and they spotlighted trailer, 2 classic stages that had stage fatalities. Maybe they might go back and add stage fatalities to the previous stages that we already have.
That's the one that has like the kind of like the G.I. Joe symbol.
And what else did they have?
They showed like Shang Tsung in front of
really?
So I guess that could be a possibility. Probably not because it was just in like a pre-rendered cutscene. So it might have just been kind of like, oh, here's a cool fight scene where for some reason he brings up this thing and it never actually shows up in the game. But
what about that baby
if anything,
one?
I would want to see
Babalities
come back.
No, don't bring those back, please.
Babalities, yeah.
That was so stupid.
They're just stupid. But yeah, like I said, I'm kind of interested to see. Like I will say that I kind of like how much support that fighting games seem to be getting after release at this point. Like just like a good example of like they've got a bunch of characters now. There's gonna be more new characters, and they're still adding story content, which almost nobody does in fighting games. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I like it. Oh, you mean like disappointing for you personally? Oh, sure.
instead of having to keep buying a different game, an updated game, and gatekeeping people from, so everybody just stays in the same realm.
Yeah. I like it too. It's kind of unfortunate that if this is supposed to be like a long-term thing, even if they're like, yeah, we're bringing MK11 to like Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5.
I mean, I will say
it's
this
a little bit disappointing that they're doing it with MK11 just because like of the way
last
that the
year when
combat
we went
is.
to Evo,
Like
Mortal Kombat was there, but it
Mortal Kombat
wasn't planned to be at this one.
Not for me personally, but how divisive Mortal Kombat 11 was,
as a main
because
but that's
it's
still,
either
it's
very
still
restrictive
like
or it's like people like the neutral play and
out
like
there at this point. So it's it might go to show
little
that like,
amount of setups.
this game doesn't
like
necessarily have the fandom.
People don't like the restriction, or they like the neutral play and the like a little bit more of a level feel that they have with it. So
the system isn't that great in terms of people's opinions.
Because this one is as divisive, it's kind of sad that they're doing it with this one.
But yeah, like I said, still excited. I'll get it and I'll try it. Yeah, I don't have anything else.
That's right. It's not going to be at this one as a main stage one anyways. Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for this week. I think we should just start off with what we're going to be doing for the next week, if there's any. Start off with backwards, Zeldrick.
Well, I'm gonna.
So I'm gonna a couple of things.
Finish up Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Going to be similar to last week, but
I know it's going to be like
so
the
I
same thing that I said last week. I'm going to finish up Final Fantasy VII
definitely
Remake.
Finish that one. That'll probably be my
I'm going to start up
Neo.
Neo.
Tomorrow will be Monday.
And then go
I'll
from
probably
there.
Play and try to beat
D&D
that. I might even start something
is on
tonight.
Friday,
We'll
but I don't think I'm going to stream this one again.
Try to get through another episode of Phoenix.
I
Right?
actually ended up not
Ace
streaming
Attorney?
it this last Friday because I was just tired, and it was also really hot in my room.
I think I'm going to try
so
to
it would have been really bad
to
stream it with all this heat. So
space where I can start doing
but anyways,
puzzle games again. Like kind of
you can
really
catch me on Twitter and on Twitch at Zeldrick.
A lot of that a couple weeks ago from doing it too much. And then actually, I have to check today just to see, but this would be something to let you know too, Sharpie. If it's still on sale, I actually am going to try Need for Speed Heat. So yeah, I think so. Not I think so. I am going to. The I think so part is, am I going to stream it? But yeah, that'll probably be like my week, I think. And I'll try to squeeze a couple things here and there. Oh, and there's a horror co-op game that myself and my friend are gonna play called Stay Close. We've been talking about playing it for a long time, so I'm gonna try to squeeze that in there as well. So if anybody wants to check me out, I'm at twitch.tv/UnsheathedP and UnsheathedP on Twitter as well. Oh, I like literally remade one. Like I deleted it and let it like expire.
Oh, you are.
A couple weeks back, I finally remade it. So yeah. All right, they can just find you at JSharpie on YouTube too. That's how I found you. Yeah. Oh, I noticed.
I noticed that you finally activated it. Mm-hmm. All right. And you can find me at twitch.tv/JSharpie, but I'm actually making more YouTube content now. I don't have a URL for that because it's going to be some ridiculous URL. So you're gonna have to go through my Twitch to my YouTube. Oh yeah, I guess that works too. Yeah. Well, I actually have 4 different channels. Two of them are pretty active. Yeah, cool. 2 of them are pretty active. Maybe 3. No, it's more like 2. The third one might start getting active, but other than that,
the only thing that's going to be holding me back
going to continue playing Valorant, but I'm also want to start playing XCOM.
Other than that, if it's still on
Squad.
sale, I'll buy it.
And
no, I played it for that one day and I haven't touched it since, and I really want to play it again. And actually, I will say I'm kind of bouncing back and forth of either doing XCOM Chimera Squad or Neo 1 after I finish Final Fantasy VII Remake on hard mode.
All right.
So
yeah, so I might do that, and I might be in that same boat with Need for Speed Heat too, depending on what you have to think about it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in that same boat. All right. That is it for this week. We all see you guys next week. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Please, 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 please like, favorite, subscribe, whatever platform you're listening to on. It only takes 2